Hey y'all, you Hellraisers. This is John today to give you a video, a special video. I'm going to do special videos throughout the month. Each month I'm going to do a special video. This special video is about relationship advice. And the reason I picked relationship advice is because of a couple things. Obviously, to help the viewers and anybody who is going through some tough times in a relationship. A relationship and getting into a relationship can be difficult. It can also be stressful, tedious. But you have to be in the right mindset to be able to perform the way you want to perform in a relationship. And this could be friendships, relationship, boyfriend and girlfriend, obviously, and then just, business relationships. Now, I'm not going to touch too much on business relationships. Mainly focus is relationships. And the reason I say that is because people need to hear this. Alright, people need to be aware of what they're capable of and how they can change their dating game. And you see those guys or girls or whatever. You mainly see guys be like, I'm gonna teach you how to get a girl with these simple 5 steps, but it's not steps. There's not steps to any one step you could do to get a woman or a man. I mean, you could do things, but everybody has a preference, and that's what people need to understand. It comes down to preference, folks. No steps, no secrets about, being able to land the prettiest girl on the block. You just gotta be yourself, and people don't know how to be themselves. Now, I'm not just gonna sit here and tell you how to be yourself. Only you can tell you how to be yourself. But from my experiences, I'm going to tell you from my experiences of what to do and what not to do. What I've learned, what not to do. And if this applies to you, great. If it doesn't, then it doesn't. So, but before we get to the video, I'm going to say this. And this is for anybody who's watching this video. If you don't value your time, then click away from this video right now. This is not for you. But if you value your time, continue watching. Because the world needs to know, or society needs to get in the habit of valuing their time, their precious time that they hold dear to them. Because time is not on your side. It's constantly trying to stop you. It's a force to be reckoned with, and it's something that doesn't play by the rules. Or anybody's rules, for that matter. It's just this one thing that we can't see. We can see it affecting life. So, without further ado, number one thing you need to know about getting into a relationship is you don't have to reassure people. Stop reassuring your partner. Okay? And when I mean reassuring, reassuring ties into trust. And okay, if that means if she doesn't have the trust or he doesn't have the trust in you, just a 1 ounce of doubt can ruin a relationship or ruin a date. Okay, so if, for instance, if you have a partner and she's constantly or he's constantly wanting to be reassured if you're not cheating or he can trust you or she can trust you, stop. Just leave there. For a multitude of reasons. Reason one is because you're wasting your time reassuring that person instead of actually being in the relationship. You see what I'm saying? So if you're in a situation right now, all the ladies and all the gents, if you're in this situation right now and you have to be constantly reassured, get out. Get to that relationship, because it's not going to go anywhere. It's not going to help you. They don't trust you, and 50% of the time they don't respect you. Now, for people who are getting in relationships, whether it's online dating or just dating, okay, when you go on your first date, what are the things you look for? Comment on down below and let me know, what are the things that you specifically look for in a first date? How do you want your first date to go? For me, I'll tell you what I go off of. One, if they're talking about their ex, then they're not over their ex, and you need to just enjoy the rest of the date and just call it a quits, okay? Because you're going to waste your time. Number two, for me, is if I'm not getting good vibes off you, I'm not going to ask for a second date. And if it's really bad, ooh, you know what I'm saying? Because first you got sexual attraction, and then you got, just, I like your company, I like being around you. You know what I mean? I go off vibes, and for all you people who like astrology or chakras or into that stuff, that applies to you. Because, don't get me wrong, it's not bad looking into that, but some people are different, characteristic-wise, personality-wise. But personality-wise, the zodiac signs do not lie, okay? It has been proven time and time again that it is 100%, well, I wouldn't say 100%, but for me, it's accurate, okay? It's been used to predict the future. It's been used to tell someone of how their past has been, or, you get what I'm saying. But there's some zodiac signs that are not compatible. You can make it work, but you'll be struggling. I'm not going to go into that too much. Maybe save that for another video. But if you are someone that goes off vibes, that's numero uno. And then for me, number three would be a simple thing, is if I have to reassure you. You know what I'm saying? If I have to keep on, if I feel like I have to gain your trust, then I'm going to dip out. You know what I mean? Like, dip out. That's the big thing. I learned that in my past two relationships, is constantly reassuring. You got to stop. You just quit it. Stop reassuring. Because, one, for people who do go online dating, you already took enough trust to make that step to get that person, because you're already on a date with a stranger, quote unquote. You're just now getting there to get to know the person. Kind of walk into the motions, and just, and always be honest with your partner. 100% be honest. Another thing is, what would I say? Be honest, be respectful on a date, and tell them how you feel. Be honest and tell them how you feel. Because if you're not, honest of how you feel, they're not going to know what's wrong with you. And that's for people who are in relationships, or even on a date. So, but never go on a date if you're having a bad day or being in a bad mood. No one likes that, because they'll tell. Now, if you run across someone that has mixed signals, mixed vibes, you can't go off that. And the reason why is because there might be a reason. They might be nervous. They might be, doubtful. There might be a multitude of things. So what you need to do is simply go off of other red flags. Now, say the perfect date would be, in my opinion, they don't talk about their ex. They're constantly, talking about something that, is fresh, and have stories. If you have stories to tell, 100% of the time you're going to captivate that person. You know what I'm saying? Don't overflush the stories, and just be honest. But yeah, it definitely is. And you see that a lot in online dating. Online dating can be dangerous. You just got to know that you got to let the universe flow, because the universe is always in motion, and if something happens, it happens for a reason. So, don't be rushing into it. But if you're just trying to, smash, then you go on Tinder or something, or you go to the bar or something. Remember, ladies, guys don't like being asked stupid questions, okay? And remember, guys, don't simp. Simply don't simp, okay? Now, trust me, there's a multitude of type of women that you want to stay away from, and there's a multitude of type of guys that you want to stay away from. But the first date is very important, okay? That's what I look for, and for a date. Those are the signs I look for. Now, trust me, it's a tough world out there. But for all you online daters, be careful. You got catfishers. And if your gut is telling you something, then that means you need to get out. That means you need to dip. It means you got to just trust your gut. Your gut's always right. That's basically the universe telling you, you do not need to be in this situation right now. And I'm pretty sure all the ladies and all the guys have been in a situation like that, and they just didn't want to be rude. It's okay to be rude, okay? And it's okay to say no. People don't know how to say no. And that sucks. It sucks that people don't know how to say no. It sucks that people just don't know how to express themselves properly. And I'm not saying that for everybody, but some people just don't. And you need to know how to express yourself and be you. It's easy to the easy way to do that, to discover yourself, is tell yourself all the things that you don't like. Tell yourself what you don't like. Get rid of them. If you're doing them in your life, get out of it. It's a bad habit. Get out of it. And then do the stuff that you want to do. And then you'll start seeing opportunities flow your way. And this is with any relationship. Now, friendships. Friendships is something that people need to understand, that to cope in society, you have to have friends. Okay? It's okay to have a tight circle. I have a tight circle. I don't like a big circle because you got a lot of fake people out there. And trust me, I cut people off like that. If you come up to me and ask for money or some stupid shit and I don't know you very long, cutting you off. I have that a lot. I don't like that. If you also, for instance, like if you are with a bad crowd, like a rough crowd, your mom's always right about that. It's growing up. Kids out there, you need to listen. Because people are just rude, mean, and awful. Okay, that's just how the world is. It's not going to get any better. It's not going to get any worse. I mean, it can get worse, but it's always been the same, okay? It's just been, it matters on the degree, okay? This is life. This is this pole of life, okay? Imagine you got a pole of life, alright? You got the good and you got the bad. Life's always going to flow between that pole, okay? It's always going to flow between that pole. And depending on, it's the same thing because they're on the same pole, just to a different degree. Think of it like that. Because if you don't really think that life has a rhythm, it does. It just does, okay? It's one of those things that just, it mind boggles me how everything comes connected. When things start to come together, it feels beautiful. And trust me, I know there's people out there that know what I'm talking about. Because you might have, one day you might get in a car wreck, and then that person becomes your best friend. Your best enemy, your worst enemy can become your best friend the next day. Trust me, it can happen. It has happened. It will happen. And not for everybody, but it will happen. Now, friendships is something that we need to get into. Social interaction is something that everybody needs to get into. And now, the main thing for people to get in new friendships, it's okay to go through change as long as it's a positive change. But negative change, if a negative change happens to you, just step back and remember that maybe I deserve this. Maybe I was asking for it because I need to learn a lesson. You know what I'm saying? Life is always correcting itself. So that's something. Now, business relationships, it always mounts on trust and trust and loyalty, I guess, but trust mainly. So if you're going to go in there, you got to do your research on business stuff, obviously. Do your research. Always do your research, but people can change, so don't overthink it. But that's all I got to say on today's subject. But yeah, all you Hellraisers watching out there, just stay tuned. We got more videos coming your way. And this is the setup pretty much. This is where the magic happens, But just, stay tuned and just take the wisdom, take anything from this or whatever you take from this. Just apply it to your life, and you'll see a change. Trust me, you will. But further ado, stay frosty, America.